This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Well, Kurt, going into that first match with Joe, did you know the plan from the get-go was to do a series of matches with him? Was that what you talked about from the start?
No, but it was a no-brainer. I mean, I did beat Joe and then his undefeated streak, and I had to return the favor. So, Joe needed, even though he was built up pretty strongly in TNA with his undefeated streak, I did defeat him, and that might have hurt his credibility a little bit. Not getting beat by a big star from WWE, but knowing that he did lose and he would have to gain a win back on me in order to have more credibility. And I was all for that.
Yeah. No, and my goodness, what a build-up it was. It was a huge match, and you're coming in, and what better way for you to debut than to go against someone strong? I mean, he was strong, 18 months undefeated, and here comes the Olympic hero. What a match it was. Do you agree with winning that first match and setting up a rematch with that? Coming in, are you in full agreement with that?
I agreed with it because somebody had to beat Joe. Somebody had to end his undefeated streak. And it was going on for quite a long time. And even Joe was relieved after I beat him because, having the undefeated streak on, Joe told me that they were finding excuses, like he would get DQ'd and they wouldn't count it as a loss when they were trying to protect the other wrestler. So he was like, listen, I'm not really undefeated because I did lose by DQ. I just never got pinned or submitted. And I couldn't wait for my undefeated streak to come to an end. And I totally understood why.
I'm sure Joe, too, wasn't too disappointed to know that it would come at your hands, the Olympic gold medalist who had built quite the reputation prior to TNA and WWE as a megastar. So I'm sure he wasn't too disappointed that it had to be you, Kurt.
It had to be me, and it was.
So good. So the goal is to sprinkle you into a lot of storylines, it looks like, to give everyone that angle rub. Was this your idea, or was it creatives?
It wasn't my idea. That was creative. But they kept me fairly busy, and I was involved in a lot of storylines separately on the show. So I think they were just trying to add my credibility to everybody and try to make the show even have even more credibility.
Well, listen, the next week on Impact, it's scheduled to be you and Petey Williams taking on LAX for the NWA World Tag Team titles. But Petey is attacked before the match, and you're going to go it alone for a couple minutes before Samoa Joe comes out to be your partner. That makes sense, right? You guys agreed you were going to watch each other's backs. Joe gets the hot tag, and you guys end up getting the win. But Jim Cornette, he's the keeper of the rules, reverses the decision based upon the fact that Joe wasn't a scheduled partner. And Dave Meltzer from The Observer says, at one point, Angle popped Homicide so hard in the ear that Homicide lost his hearing. He was very upset about it after the match. Kurt, do you remember hurting Homicide, and what was he like backstage afterwards?
I don't recall hurting him, and I completely, totally apologize for it. I didn't know I hurt his ear. I didn't know he couldn't hear. Nobody told me. And, when I went backstage, nobody said anything to me, so I didn't even know about it.
So this is the first time you're kind of hearing about it, to your recollection.
I'm hearing about it, and I want to apologize to Homicide. If I hurt your ear, brother, I am so sorry.
Okay. Well, Kurt, you and Joe shake hands in the ring afterwards. Was that respect? Was that, mutual between you, or is that just, something you're doing there in front of the camera? What's that about?
It was both. I had a lot of respect for Joe, what he was able to accomplish in TNA. Having the undefeated streak, being the hottest wrestler in the company when I came in. And I loved the guy. I loved him in the ring, and I loved him outside the ring. He was an incredible person.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.